Hello, welcome, and thank you so much for joining me for one of my weird walks. This morning I've come to one of the oldest Iron Age Hillforts in the whole of the UK, Maiden Castle in Dorset. Dominating the Dorset countryside and delivering spectacular views in all directions, Maiden Castle is a remarkable example of an Iron Age Hillfort. Built circa 600 BC, the Hillfort was of simplistic design and covered 16 acres of land. However, circa 450 BC, Maiden Castle tripled in size to 47 acres, making it one of the largest and most complex hillforts in Britain. Maiden Castle served a thriving community and belonged to the territory of the Gimbal tribe until the Roman invasions of AD 43. In the 1930s, excavations were carried out by Mortimer Wheeler, who discovered a late Iron Age cemetery containing more than 52 burials. Some of the skeletons had evidence of horrific injuries, but great care had been taken at the point of burial. Many were buried alongside interesting grave goods, including the usual jewellery and pottery, but also whole joints of meat. Fast forward to the modern day, where Maiden Castle has become a point of interest for paranormal activity. Ghostly figures in period dress, UFO sightings and many crop circles have all been recorded within the area. Rich in both ancient history and supernatural interest, Maiden Castle is a very special place indeed. Here we are, so I've just parked up here. As you can see, I'm stood in the car park at the moment in the middle, and you can see some of the ancient barrows there as well, located on the landscape. And I believe that over there, that town and settlement that you can see is Poundbury. I'll obviously pop it in the video if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's the new town of Poundbury, which was, of course, Prince Charles's project, obviously now King Charles. So just moving across the car park. Here we have the entrance and some information. So there's a handy information board here provided by English Heritage. So we're starting here, which is where the car park is, and we're going to walk up the right hand side here into the western entrance, which was the original Iron Age entrance into the Hillfort. Let's go and have a look. It is quite a steep climb up here, but I know it's going to be worth it. It does make you reflect upon those people in the Iron Age, the Celtic tribes, how did they build this? Just, with simple tools. It's incredible. So I've made it to the top of the path, which is probably only half of it really, but hey, I'm proud. And that's the car park down there at the bottom of the path. And over there, this is Poundbury. I believe, straight ahead, here behind these trees, this line of trees, is Dorchester, the market town of Dorchester. So we're at the western entrance here, so it's quite interesting to read here, all this information Hopefully you can pause and have a read yourself. I like the part here, the complex entrances meant that people entering the hill fort had to take a long and twisting route, allowing their approach to be seen and making any direct assault on this gateway difficult to achieve. There's a great view there of Dorchester through the ditch there. Looking there at some of the inner ramparts and ditches. It really fires the imagination, doesn't it? You can just imagine these. It was, allegedly a very lively settlement before the Romans came along. A place of important trade, protected fiercely by the Giratregus tribes of Dorset. Just a place where people lived with an incredible vantage point. Fantastic. So in AD 43, when the Romans moved onto Dorset lands to begin their invasion here, those that they didn't kill at Maiden Castle, who did live here, they set up and moved them into the town that we can see there, which was known by the Romans as Durnovaria, but today it's known as the market town of Dorchester. Just keeps getting better and better. Fantastic views. Look at that. Certainly, absolutely would have an incredible vantage point from here, from enemy invaders. Stunning. I'm delighted to tell you as well that there are lots of paranormal stories here at Maiden Castle. Some similar, funnily enough, to other paranormal stories at other hill forts in the country. So there's reports of Roman soldiers, or the ghosts of, marching around on the castle, which is interesting. And I've heard that before at Badbury Rings nearby, so it seems to be a bit of local folklore potentially. And then we also have, most interestingly, and I have a friend who's really into UFOs, so I hope he appreciates this, we have stories of UFOs being spotted at Maiden Castle, quite a few as well, and I'll pop the images up now that I've found just browsing Google. Most of the reports come from local newspapers, so yeah, make your own mind up on that. But there's some interesting pictures and then some not quite so interesting pictures, but have a look and see what you think. Thoughts are that, by some, that Maiden Castle sits on multitude of ley lines which attract, like a magnet, lots of different energies and maybe even some extraterrestrial ones. Interesting nonetheless. I did read on one of the local newspaper websites that Maiden Castle was dubbed Dorset's Roswell, which is quite a claim. So I'm nearly at the highest point where that sheep is. It is a very steep walk all the way up here from the bottom where the car park is, so do be warned. That said, I have seen quite a few runners that have overtaken me, so I think maybe it's just me. There we are, I am at the highest point of the Hillfort. I have made it. So, what spectacular views. Absolutely beautiful. What a view. And what an advantage against your enemies. To a point, of course, because unfortunately the Romans did conquer this area, like most of the UK. So here I've just come across the Roman temple ruins, which apparently included a priest's house as well. The sheep seem to like it. So this would have been this would have included, a shrine to the goddess Minerva, who was revered in those days, in the Roman times. So just past the Roman temple, we've got the eastern entrance here. So again, it's been changed a lot over time. And this bit here, which I mentioned at the start of the video in my narrative piece, the war cemetery. So Wheeler, the archaeologist, found more than 52 burials. And you can see some of the mounds here in front of us. Oh, it's certainly hot now. It's really hot and sticky. So I'm just taking a breath here. I'm just sitting on top of the burial mounds. And I'm going to look for UFOs. Let's keep our eyes up. Sadly, no UFOs today. All Roman or Celtic ghosts. So I'm in the middle here of the Hillfort. I assume that this would have been where most of the settlement and the housing would have been, obviously being the flattest part as well, and nicely hidden within the ramparts. So I'm just coming to the end of my walk here now. I'm just heading back down to the car park. I've really enjoyed having a look at Maiden Castle. It's a beautiful place to walk, steeped in ancient history and some extra phenomena. So do please check it out if you are in the area. It's free to park, free to visit. If you liked the video, oh shoot. If you liked the video, please do leave a like and a comment. I'd love to. There's no need, is there? Right, it's you. That one. What is that? Now he stops. Oh! It's just rude. As I was saying, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you all again on the next Weird Walk.